You know that the key words for Tai Chi walk are out. Whenever it's out, it's 45 degrees. And it's not only for Tai Chi walk, it's going to be for all of what you're going to learn. So can we do that now? Just to brush it out, okay? We're in our Tai Chi posture. Out always means to pivot on your heel at a 45-degree angle. Now, if you do this with your foot, your right foot like I'm doing, it's on a block, and that block sets me at 90 degrees. If I were then to make a right angle, that is the 90 degree. When we have our Tai Chi posture and we're doing Tai Chi walk, the pivot occurs on the heel, so you're going to have to lift your foot gradually up to put it firmly on your heel. Then you're going to have to pivot half of that block, or 45 degrees. Now, as you do that, your weight shifts slowly. So can we do it together? Actually, put your feet both on a block. Okay? So you're about shoulder width away. Okay? And your hands are at your waist, hips. When we start our movement, we're slowly lifting up the toes of our feet on our right, putting it on its heel, then pivoting 45 degrees. When we place it down, we don't just plop it down. Just the way it slowly got up, it slowly goes back down. At the same time, you shift your weight so that now your left foot has very little weight. It is the advancing foot, so it cannot have much weight. This right foot is now your stable foot, or your substantial foot. The insubstantial is now going to lift off and be placed on its heel, but the weight is still not there. The weight is still on the back. This is the bow stance in that 45 degrees is the back foot, and eventually the 90 degree will be the front foot. To get our weight to the left foot, we're going to have to shift our weight by opening our knees, which is very hard to do, then rotating our hips and waist, slowly placing that weight on the front foot 50-50, so that you cannot do it this way to favor the front foot. Okay? So can we start from clean now? Okay? Both feet on a line, separate line, touching posture. Out, pivot on your heel, 45 degrees. Slowly shift your weight to the right foot to drain the weight off of our left. Place the left or back foot down on its heel. Open the knees, rotate the hips, shift the weight, stretch out the back knee. Sit back. Out, 45, I'm looking at advancing foot. Shift your weight. Heel, 90 degree, open the knees, then rotate, shift your weight to a 50-50. 2 more times. Sit back all the way back. Out, 45, make sure your hips are aligned. Heel, 90 degrees. Then open the knees and then rotate, shift, making sure the cable's keeping you erect. Sitting all the way back, 45. Shifting your weight, aligning heel, 90 degree, rotate, shift. All right. To build on that, how do we do commencing? How do we do parting forces now? The question is, how do you know which hand to advance? Or how do you know which is your top hand and which is your bottom hand to hold your ball? Okay, so it is a given that the first time you hold your ball, your left hand is on the bottom, right? So that's how we're going to start. So if you give me 2 or 3 inches below your navel, not close to your clothes, but not touching your clothes. Your top hand, chest level, This is your ball, curve your fingers. The bottom hand, as you recall, is the advancing hand. So the advancing hand means the lead hand. When we hold our ball, we're in our position, chest and navel. You advance your hand that's on the bottom. You hold your ball, your advancing hand is on the bottom. All right. We know that the advancing hand is on the bottom and it comes out and it makes a little twist, okay, so that the palms are now up to the ceiling, facing the ceiling, right? We know that the bottom hand advances and its palm is up to the ceiling. We now know that the top hand comes to the side in a cocked position, meaning the bend in the elbow as if the fingers are curved to hold the ball to the side of the body. All right, let's practice it. So we said bottom hand is the left hand, right? Yeah. All right. The bottom hand advances, it wears its mitten, the top hand comes back to the side and it's set as a cocked position. Then we just turn our palm of our top hand to form a ball again. This is the parting of the horse's mane for the second time. The bottom hand advances, the top hand is cocked to your side. You wear your mittens, keeping your forefingers closer together than your thumb. Form your ball for the third time, parting of the horse's mane. The bottom hand advances as if it's wearing a glove. Palms are up, sitting. Other hand cocked to the side. All right. Now, in doing the foot movements and the hand movements together, they belong to parting of the horse's mane. Watch first. We are on a T-step. The left hand, like I told you, was on the bottom. That's how we started. When you begin parting of the horse's mane, the heel comes out, which is 90 degrees because it's a Tai Chi walk. At the same time, your hands shift and you part the horse's mane. Watch first and then you practice. Sit back, 45, and hold your ball. Put out your heels, set up your hands, mark the horse's mane for the second. Sit back, 45 degrees, align my hips and waist, hold my ball. Heel, shift my hands, mark the horse's mane. I'm going to go on because there's some questions about white cream. Half step forward, hold the ball. Rotate or spin your ball. Sit back on your back foot. Lift up your hand. Pop your left hand. Lift up your foot. Set. White cream, spread. And left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. You're on a T-step. Weight is on the back. Heel, 90 degrees. Shift your hands. Open the knees. Part the horse's mane. Sit back. Out, 45 degrees, hold your ball. Heel, 90 degrees, shift your hands, part the horse's mane. Sit back. Out, 45 degrees, hold your ball. Heel, 90 degrees, shift your hands, part the horse's mane for the third time. Half step forward, hold your ball. Sit on your back foot as you rotate your ball. First lift up the right hand, lift up your foot, conk your left hand. White crane spreads its wings on its toes. It has to be away in its own plane from the back foot, and it has to be 90. It's your call to some degree that is a little bit more. The little bit more bears on this, which is very important. to the rule that the advancing foot has to be 90 degrees away from the back foot. I can take this position. I can take this position because I'm away from my back foot. I'm in its own plane. I will never hit the back foot. But I choose to come out a little bit more because if I took the shorter span, it will not give me enough room to open my knees and stretch out. I'm constrained. I cannot stretch out that back knee without coming forward. Therefore, it's your call to some degree. So I would say for my stature, if my placing, you can do it with me, if your right foot is on a line at the corner of the block, and you're on a T-step holding your ball, your left foot has to come away outside that block, not on a line to make it effective. Does that help you? So we're on a block, but the other advancing foot is taking a block and a half away and setting it there. Okay. So the question that was asked is a good one, but you know what? It's part of refinement. And we come out, you need to have enough room to stretch out. If you start backwards and you give yourself the advancing foot, which is your left foot, a 90 degree, you set yourself in the back foot at a 45 degree, make sure that you can stretch out, and that is your span. Okay? Now that you know how to align, okay, you know that this is called a hole stance. Okay? And you know that you then have to adjust your span, your gap, to bending your front knee, whether it's your left or right, to extend the back knee in a comfortable way. If it's not comfortable, make that adjustment. Bring it in or stretch it out and test it. Keeping your Tai Chi posture. Tai Chi posture means that cable is imaginary, run through the top of your head, down to the center, through what we call the danten, which is just below your navel, in the center of your body. That's the center of gravity. If you should not adhere to the cable, you are now misaligned and you will not gain the balance that you need when you start to move. Okay, so moving your shoulders, tucking your chin, come on your palate. Out, 45. Heel, open the knee, rotate, stretch out and shift. Sit back, 45 align, heel 90 degrees, expand, rotate, shift. Now we're going to hold our ball. Sit back, out, hold your ball, left hand on the bottom, heel, shift your hands, part the horse's mane. Go slowly, sit back, out, 45, hold your ball, heel, shift your hands, part the horse's mane, sit back, 45, hold your ball, heel, shift your hands, part the horse's mane, sit back, 45, hold your ball, align, heel, shift your hands, part, sit back, 45, hold your ball. Advancing hand is the bottom hand, top hand the other hand. Sit back, out, hold your ball. Advancing hand is the bottom hand, top hand, cock, stretch. Sit back, 45, hold your ball, bottom hand advances, cock. Sit back, out, hold your ball, heel and hands work. Part the horse's mane, stretch out. Sit back one more and you're on your own. 45, hold your ball, heel and hands, part the horse's mane.